Welcome to our show. Today, we will be talking to you about the many sleeping disorders of the world. Most of you probably have some sort of sleeping disorder, so we're just telling you this so you can sleep easier at night. Enjoy. As you can see, Anne has collapsed, probably in a fit of narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a hypersomnia, which is one of the three main sleeping disorders. The other two are sleep movement disorders and parasomnias. First of all, we're going to talk about hypersomnias. Now, hypersomnia is when someone doesn't get enough sleep and continuously feels sleepy when they shouldn't.
Example would be narcolepsy, which is when someone experiences sudden bouts of sleepiness, often during the day, when they're not supposed to be sleeping. So, like, an example would be someone falling over in the hallway with cataplexy. So, treatment with this will be taking some stimulants such as modafinil and Ritalin. So, people with cataplexic narcolepsy often are prescribed with antidepressants. Other treatments usually are like creating a set of sleeping schedule and possibly nap times. Idiopathic narcolepsy is a more mild version of narcolepsy that is either confused with or caused by fatigue. Fatigue is described as having little energy to do anything and always feeling low, while idiopathic narcolepsy is genetic. Some treatments that are such as like medication requires tail dosage and requires a doctor input. Taking 1 or 2 short naps during the day to help sustain being awake and for the important part of the days. And there are also the long sleepers, and the long sleeper syndrome means that they're affected by the person needing to sleep longer than normal. So usually they sleep like 10 to 12 hours rather than the normal 8-hour sleeping time. And the main problem with this disorder is that these people they don't spend enough time awake to do things, and the disorder usually starts when they're in their childhood and it's lifelong. So a treatment for this syndrome, this long sleeper syndrome, has to make them sleep less.
Next, we're going to be talking about sleep movement disorders. Now, sleep movement disorders include movement that happens before or during the sleeping stage.
Okay, so to learn about sleep movement disorders, we got into Dr. McRoberts' house. We're going to talk to him right now. Dr. McRoberts, can you talk to us for a minute?
How'd you get into my house?
No.
What do you want from me?
No,
kid?
please, can you just answer just a few questions? Okay, so like, sleep movement disorders. So like, how many are there in the world, and like, how do you treat them?
Kid, go look up a book in the library, okay? You don't need me to answer these questions. Now,
No, please. So we're just gonna ask you a few questions, like, what are sleep movement disorders?
Let me Google that for you, okay? Oh, you wanted me to research this?
Yes, no,
Okay.
just read the
I'll just
script.
close this. Oh, that's not it. Let me just... It's not that. Oh, no, next. No. Ah, here, nope. That's not it. I'm just gonna close these tabs. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, one of the sleep movement disorders is restless leg syndrome, What that is causes the almost irresistible urge to move your limbs, your legs, your arms, some stuff. You know what? I don't have to do this. Just go to the library, kid. You feel this uncomfortable sensation deep within your legs that just, like, itch you have to scratch. You just have to move it, or just have to. Periodic limb movements is also a sleep movement disorder. It's more the inability to control your muscles during time of sleep or in your sleep state. It's different because, like, you literally have no say in the matter. Like, when you're tired from a long day and you can't stop your leg from bobbing up and down like this. Sleep rhythmic movements, also another sleeping movement disorder. In your sleep, often major muscle groups are affected, including head or neck. Usually happens with rapid eye movement during sleep when the sleep is deepest.
Finally, we're going to talk about parasomnias. Parasomnias are events, experiences, or movements that happen before, during, or after sleep.
The first parasomnia we'll talk about: sleep eating disorders. Now, what is a sleep eating disorder? A sleep eating disorder is when somebody is binge eating or drinking after waking in a half asleep or drowsy state. People may or may not remember this episode, though they may be fully conscious during the episode. People eat foods they wouldn't normally and may eat strange combinations like buttered cigarettes, or may consume dangerous things like cleaning fluid. The most dangerous part is that some people may ingest foods that they are allergic to. So, there are certain treatments for this, including various medicines, and the regulation of the patient's sleep schedule is usually one of the treatments applied to this case. Now, we're going to talk about sleep hallucinations. Sleep hallucinations are basically sleep-related hallucinations that are imagined events that seem very real. They are mainly visual. They may also involve the senses of sound, smell, touch, taste, and they may even involve a sense of motion. Now, they can be similar to nightmares, but when you wake up from a nightmare, you know that it occurred while you were asleep. It is clearly recognized as a dream. It's not thought to be real. However, this is very terrifying indeed. Now, exploding head syndrome is a rare and relatively undocumented syndrome, though this usually happens just before falling asleep or after waking up in the night. What happens is that there's a sudden loud noise similar to a great explosion or crash, which starts to make the afflicted person's head pound. Interestingly enough, the sound is not often accompanied by pain. So some treatments, some say antidepressants are effective in treating this disease. Some say that having stimulants help as well. Yes, you can, Max.
He's popping up like a bunny. It's too hot.
Okay, he's gone. Aaron! Aaron!
Not insomnias.
Just roll with it.
So hard.
There are insomnias that are.
Oh my god. I don't even focus anymore.
This is how hard Max's life is. These are distractions right now.
Entering sample is not listed, neither is treatment methods. So, there you have it. No one did the research. And comfortable sensations of the deep within the legs.
Stimulants such as modafinil.
Can I get a higher?